All right, thank you guys. Happy Saturday to you. It's about lunchtime here on the East Coast, and we're coming fresh off an undefeated Friday on Patreon, going 2-0 with a push in my last three premium sports picks on that website. We're also 6-1 straight up in our last seven Underdog tier package picks on patreon.com/Brock Page. Good for 86% during that short span. And of course, that's a website that I operate that gives you premium daily sports picks beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. We're also 9-2 straight up in our last 11 plays in that same category. Good for 82% during that stretch as well. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. But before we go ahead and move on, let's take a look at some Belarusian Vysshaya Liga soccer action. We're going to go ahead and start off with Isloch taking on Belshina in a 7 a.m. Eastern start time. Isloch's minus 167 with a total at 2.5 juice to the under. The draw is currently plus 245. And if you like Belshina in an upset, they're plus 450 for an outright win. And speaking of Belshina, they're coming fresh off an embarrassing 3-0 shutout loss to Dynamo Brest in their last outing. They're also on a two-match losing streak, including a tough not 3 sets of two. I'm thinking ping pong. Tough 3-2 score defeat to FK Sluts during that span. Belshina is currently in last place in the Vysshaya Liga, ranking second to last in goals allowed with 13. Belshina has also scored just 5 goals in their last 7 as well. They're taking on an Isloch team who's been victorious in 2 out of their last 3. Including an impressive 2-0 shutout over Vitebsk during that span. They also beat Slavia Mozhir by the final of 2-1 during that stretch. Isloch's just 3 points out of second place in the standings, with 3 out of their last 4 victories coming by way of shutout. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Isloch's last 3 got over the total of 2.5 goals. Matter of fact, 4 out of their last 5 got over that number as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, Belshina saw their last 2 outings get over that total of 2.5 themselves. Might not be a bad spot for an overplay here. Give me Isloch minus 167, winning this one outright for some money line cash. And the over 2.5 in that contest. And of course, like always, before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Sunday's Belarusian Vysshaya Liga soccer action. Hopefully you're having a good weekend thus far. Now, before we go ahead and move on with the program, I just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/Brock Page, where once again we are 6-1 straight up in our last 7 Dog of the Day tier package plays. Good for 86% in that span. We're also 9-2 straight up in our last 11 Underdog tier package plays in that same category. Good for 82% in that category as well. Very good package for us right now. We do daily premium sports picks on that website beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. We also have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. We'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. Currently, we have well over 575 members signed up and active on that page. Now, you might be wondering, why would all those folks sign up to receive Patreon picks, where they can get them right here for free on YouTube? And that's certainly a great point, a great concern. But there is a big problem with me handicapping every single game that's on the board, side and total. And the problem is this. If you were to bet every single game that's on the board that I put out here on YouTube, side and total, you're virtually guaranteeing yourself failure. And I know that sounds crazy, but you just got to hear me out here for a second. If you're going to go ahead and bet every single game that's on the slate with your hard-earned money, it's certainly not a winning formula for success. And as a matter of fact, it's a recipe for disaster. The books are way too smart. They're way too sharp. They have a lot more money than you and I do combined to be able to absorb that kind of action. And most important, guys, the math becomes aggressively against you the more and more games you play like that. So what I do on Patreon is I make life a lot easier for you. I break it down and focus in on just 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're high percentage picks, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my current Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is here on YouTube, handicapping every single game that is on the board, side and total. And the good news is this. if you want to go ahead and take a look at my current record, if you want to check that out, you actually have access to that right now. You don't have to sign up for anything. You can access that current Patreon record. It's located right on the homepage. You can do that for free right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. And once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. And of course, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive back into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we have Vitesse taking on Shakhtar.